It's Thursday evening. I've got a cup of tea and a biscuit. Ladies and gentlemen, internet wanderers, and most importantly, detectives, welcome back to Postcard HQ. Now, for any new recruits joining us, and yes, we've seen quite a number of you over the last couple of days, a week or so. Postcard HQ, it's a highly sophisticated investigative operation. It consists of myself, an amazing admin team, and a stack of century-old postcards, and of course my partner in crime solving, Detective Thurl, who she's currently investigating a crumb on the floor with remarkable intensity. Strong early leads there, I think. Now, it's already been a big week here. We've had all sorts of curious cases land on our desk, and we've seen some great work so far on the cards that have gone live this week, and we're still riding the wave, the emotional, logistically, and possibly medically huge wave of last weekend, where we returned 31 postcards to families. 31. Now, this isn't a hobby anymore. This is basically a postal rescue mission. And whisper it, we may even have more returns on the way. But tonight's case, or tonight's video, it's going to be something a little bit different, because I'm going to talk about one card, or one series of cards, that didn't just stay local. These ones went global. So let's run the intro, and we're going to talk about the amazing story of Frank Hills, the butler that went on a grand tour of Europe and Egypt, and maybe, just maybe, even saw the tomb of Tutankhamun. Lucky sod. So it's Thursday evening, as I said before, guys. We're going to crack right on with the Frank Hills cards. Let's get you up to speed with the story and have a look at the cards themselves. Now, there were quite a few. Let's start by having a look through them. So I initially picked up these cards simply because one of them had a Bellagio postmark on the back. Never seen one of those before, and it interested me, so I decided to post them. You can find the original investigation under 081024B. If you search for that on the project, you'll see the investigation in the cards. Now, we've got lots of different locations all over Europe and, of course, Egypt, which made it very interesting. You knew there was going to be a story involved in these ones when we first looked at them. But the nice thing is the messages on the back of the cards. They were all to Frank's wife and his little daughter. So he was missing out on quite a lot of, his little girl's upbringing to do his job, work for his master. But he was seeing a lot of Europe. He was seeing places that back then many people didn't get to see, which was quite fascinating. And of course, we know that he was in Egypt in the 20s. And we know that his master was also friends with Lord Carnarvon, which kind of led us put one and one together and come with 7, I suppose. We've got no proof that he was at Tutankhamun's tomb, but it could tie in. We never got confirmation of that. But the most important thing is we had a story. They all went together over a small time frame, and they told a wonderful story about a chap who was seeing Europe, or seeing the world. So, after a bit of light detective work, by which I mean the sort of sleuthing that makes you feel like Sherlock Holmes, but mostly like someone who's just very persistent on Facebook, we tracked down Laura, the great granddaughter of Mr. Hills. And we popped the postcards in the post on December the 28th, 2024. Late Christmas present, as it turns out. Arguably the best kind, because the pressure's off. You can really enjoy it. Now, Laura said the whole thing felt faintly magical, which is exactly what you want from an unexpected message that's been lurking in your digital attic for half a year. It was Christmas Eve, she said. She found the message from me sitting in a Facebook Messenger junk folder. It'd been sat there for 6 months. 6. So I guess it felt like she'd accidentally discovered treasure whilst looking for batteries. So proving myself to be both thorough and excellent at surprises, I sent over a bundle of information along with the postcards themselves. Frankly, this is the sort of follow-through we should all aspire to. Now, the postcards They now live safely in a folder at the home of Liz, Laura's mum, and Mr. Hill's granddaughter, which kind of feels right. If you're going to keep a small piece of history, a proper folder is essential. Now, make sure it's labelled as well. Now, Liz actually lived with Mr. Hills growing up. What sounds like a properly full house. Parents, sisters, grandparents, the lot. The sort of place where there's always someone about and you're never really sure whose cup of tea you just picked up. Now, she lived with Frank until he died. She thought it was 1962. Her mum and dad moved into the house in 1949 and she was born in 52. Now, Frank, by all accounts, wasn't exactly the life and soul of the party. Wasn't very chatty, she said, but he was always kind, always played with her. And we knew that he worked under Sir Charles Cust and travelled to places like Egypt, which is quite something, really. Egypt, pyramids, camels, the lot. And yet, despite what sounds like a life that could fill several really good dinner conversations, he remained quietly in the background. I suppose because of his job, she added, he was always quite reserved, which just goes to show you can never quite know who you're sitting next to or what stories they've decided to tell. So we completed the investigation. We sent the postcards home, wrapped it up, and we started to move on. And out of the blue, I was contacted by a reporter. Now, she worked for a media news company, and she asked if she could cover our investigation and tell the story to the wider audience. I kind of agreed with that, thinking it would be a nice little opportunity for people to see what we've done. And she contacted Liz and her family and began to tell the story. And before you know it, it went a little bit global. We were on local news, we made newspapers, we made the Daily Express, the Daily Mirror, multiple other newspapers. It was also picked up by media outlets all over the world. And if you go to Google and you just type in Frank Hill's postcards, you'll find there's lots and lots of web pages covering the story, which was phenomenal. It was a great little reward for what we've done. It was lovely to actually see this and tell the story, but also to be involved with sharing it with the world, which is really what I want to do with as many of these cards as possible. And I can only thank you guys for doing this. I'm going to give you a couple of screenshots of some of the web pages that covered it, and then we're going to wrap up. And but more importantly, I actually want to know what you think of these videos, whether you think they're worth doing. And please like, share, comment. There's a button somewhere on that screen. Like it and share it, but subscribe as well. The more people that actually get involved in this, the more videos I'll do and the more stories I can tell and share with you guys. And I think it's worthwhile doing, and I enjoy doing it, and I love speaking to you guys. So we'll wrap up for now. I just want to say thank you very much again for all you do. I really do appreciate it, and I love spending time on these cards and sharing stories with you and talking to you, and the more we get to do it, the better it can be. So thanks again. Have a really nice evening. I'm out, and so is Thal, but she's now asleep. Take care. Bye-bye.